in the region is Montgomery County. The only group lower than us is the District of Columbia, but the only reason they're lower than us is their commercial tax rate is $1.85, and ours is 99 cents. So they raise a lot more from the commercial sector to pay for things that otherwise would be paid by residential groups. So our taxes are well positioned. We can absorb a slight change in the tax rate. I'm not looking forward to jumping it up to 3.7, but some flexibility to raise it and also to lower the rates on lower income taxes. Lower income people, I think, would be a major benefit for the county and for the residents in the county. So, whoa. That was interesting. So
Your testimony was so powerful that you are setting off bells.
An alarm.
Right.
So anyway, thank you very much, and I hope you all vote to give us this authority. We'll use it judiciously because it's not in our interest to make ourselves less competitive. So we've got space to operate. We want to operate in the space that's available to us.
I'll just sit here. I don't want to waste any more time. So, Stuart Pittman, Anne Arundel County. Thank you, Chairwoman Atterbury and Vice Chairwoman Wilkins, for hearing this bill. Anne Arundel County used the authority that you gave us 2 years ago to do our income taxes progressively, and we were thrilled to do it. Not everybody supported the idea of giving us the authority. MACO did support it, but it only went up to 3.2. We're one of the lucky counties who has a lower tax rate, 2.8% on our income tax. So what we chose to do, because we had a pretty good budget year, we cut taxes for the first $50,000 of everybody's income, because that's the way the progressivity works. And we went from 2.8 to 2.7. So people who had actually opposed the bill were pretty happy about the tax cut. 2/3 of Maryland residents actually are in counties that tax at 3.2. So we could go ahead and do the opposite end of the progressivity and do an increase in our county. And we're considering it this year because we have a lot of strain on our budget. We all do, because of inflation, because of the need to raise salaries, hire more teachers, more police officers, more firefighters. So we're considering some kind of a tax increase. And what we're looking to first is the progressivity. Maybe for income above $250,000, bringing them to 3.2. If I were the counties that were at 3.2, I would have no ability to do progressive income taxes without losing money. And I think this proposal that limits the higher rate to just folks making really the millionaire tax, it would be the $500,000 and $600,000 a year, is very fair, and it requires them to cut taxes on lower income people. It's a very fair system. You know, in Maryland until 1999, we did have progressivity in local income tax because it was piggybacked on the state progressivity. We went to a flat rate. That's bad policy. Just about all of the tax cuts that have been done recently, the 2017 federal tax cut, it cut rates on higher income people. Inflation has increased wealth disparities. The pandemic has increased wealth disparities, and we're being asked to fund things. Some of them are mandates from the state that we're being asked to fund at the county level. And it's so important for us to have some flexibility in determining how to raise that revenue. And I think that's why the Maryland Association of Counties voted in support of this, including some small counties that may never use it. We really want to have the authority to make the tough decisions ourselves about how to raise revenue. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Mr. President?
All right, there we go. So sorry, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, and to the members of this esteemed committee. I am City Council President Nick Mosby, here to present on HB 142, More Local Tax Relief for Working Families Act of 2023. There is no secret where we are, from Cecil County to Charles County to Western Maryland to my hometown of Baltimore City. And that's the lowest income earners of our state are struggling the most, particularly when we talk about coming out of this pandemic. We know the individuals who are in the State House who are cleaning toilets to ensure that our bathrooms are sanitized. We know the folks that are providing transportation to us to go near and near. We know the folks that are taking care of our elderly residents in healthcare facilities throughout the state of Maryland fit inside of this category. The interesting thing was they became extremely important during a very trying time in our life, and that was in the midst of the pandemic. We were able to casually call them and to describe them as essential employees and essential workers, because the work that they truly, truly do for us on a daily basis is essential. It allows us to perform, to provide our God-given abilities and talents, to provide additional resources, and for you to be public servants. We are here today as a panel to stress and to ask you that in the midst of rising inflation, when